An Eyewitness News investigation has now prompted the state's first ever lawsuit and penalty for what our state is calling a terrible violation of patient privacy and safety.
Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel first exposed the problem, and he's here today to explain this groundbreaking announcement. Bob?
Emery and Scott, this is a historic day in Indiana. It's the first time a doctor will face state sanctions for not properly protecting patient privacy. It's a blatant case meant to send a powerful message. Recycling is almost always a good thing, unless, that is, it's your personal medical records being recycled in a wide-open dumpster. 13 Investigates found just that on the south side of Indianapolis. All these patient records were simply dumped in the trash in a church parking lot.
Oh my goodness, what do we have here? Appalling. Somebody thought they could drive here, dump this, and not get caught.
We found patient names, addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, social security numbers, x-rays, credit card information, and more on thousands of patients. All of them patients of dental clinics in Kokomo and Marion. You can imagine their surprise.
I'm disappointed. I'm angry. I would have never thought it would have happened to me.
I would expect information like this to be shredded, to be disposed of properly.
Properly disposing of this type of personal information is actually required by both state and federal law. Eyewitness News took everything we found to the state attorney general's office. And today, almost 2 years later, the AG announced both a lawsuit and a settlement in the case.
It's really the responsibility of any physician or any professional to safeguard the records that they maintain.
Attorney General Greg Zeller filed a lawsuit against Dr. Joseph Beck, claiming an egregious violation of patient privacy and safety. Rather than fight the lawsuit, the former Kokomo dentist agreed to pay a $12,000 fine to settle the case. The Attorney General says, at a time when there's so much talk about Target, Home Depot, and other big security breaches of customers' electronic information, it's important for companies to learn from this breach involving good old-fashioned paper documents.
That was something that your TV station brought to our attention, and quite frankly, everybody's focused on these electronic records, and we might have missed the fact that these paper records are now being dumped.
This lawsuit is the first in Indiana history where the state has sued and settled for a violation of patient privacy. And it likely will not be the last. A few weeks ago, the AG announced new legislation that would expand accountability. You see, these records were actually dumped here not by the dentist, but by a private company hired to destroy the documents.
We couldn't go after them because the law doesn't currently allow that. But in the future, again, with your all's help bringing this to our attention, we'll now be able to go after the people who destroy the records improperly, as well as the ones responsible for the records.
Nearly 6,000 patients were affected by this security breach. We've tried to reach Dr. Beck, so far no response. The bottom line here, the state's now taking a more aggressive approach to protecting sensitive customer information. Whether it's doctors, attorneys, or companies that you simply do business with, trashing your privacy now comes with consequences.